Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter. I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. Now, question today is how to find property wholesalers. So there really is a lot to unpack here. So if you're looking to actually sell a property to a wholesaler, usually the wholesaler should find you. And if you want to find some wholesalers, the easiest way I would say is to go onto Craigslist and put in a listing of a property in any city and say, I'm desperate and I need to sell it quickly. You'll get calls. Now, I can't vouch for the quality of whoever's going to call you, but I assume people who want a wholesale are going to call you at that point. Now, if you have a property that's in any kind of distress, if it's vacant, if it looks dilapidated, if it's got violations, if it's been condemned, good wholesalers should find you. Well, actually, good and bad. You don't really know until you get in there. Now, if you're just searching for whatever reason, maybe your property doesn't have any of the typical signs of distress, or maybe your property doesn't show up on any list that wholesalers might go to, or maybe you just can't find wholesalers. I would say the easiest way is to do a Google search for house buyer or home buyer in your area. So let's say you live in Huntington Station. I would say house buyer, Huntington Station. Or if you want to go wider, go to county, house buyer, Nassau County. And you'll get probably 2 or 3, maybe 5 or 6 Google pages, Google listings of people. A lot of them are going to be wholesale. Some of them are not going to wholesale. Some of them are just going to be fix and flippers. But you can ask. Some guys won't be 100% honest with you, but those people are going to be people who buy properties, right? You see, it's a weird question. I got asked, how do you find property wholesalers? But the question is really, where are you coming from? Are you looking to learn from them? Are you looking to partner with them? Are you looking to sell to them? Are you looking to buy from them? There's a lot of different issues, but I would say if you Google search, either we buy, like my website, I think is We Buy Houses on Long Island, or We Buy Long Island Houses, and there's a lot of variations of that. So if you really want to find wholesalers, go to Sell My House Fast in blank in your area. Sell My House Fast in Huntington Station, right? If you do that, you're going to see a list of several pages of companies that are probably wholesaling. Now, my company, we wholesale. I'm probably half the properties that we buy. The other ones, about the other half we close on. So, and then I either wholetail them or I rehab them. So just a little discussion about what that is. So wholetailing is when I do very little to no work on a property, maybe just clean it out, do something, maybe paint it, and then put it back on the market. And rehabbing is when I do major renovations to it, right? So I'd say half the properties that I get under contract, I do close on, right? So I have the ability to close on. And that's really going to make the difference between a good wholesaler and a crappy wholesaler. So a lot of new people in wholesaling who can't imagine closing on a property. Now, if you're dealing with somebody who cannot close on a property, you could have a problem, right? Because the buyer can screw the wholesaler, right? It's happened to me. And then when it does happen to me, I close on the property, right? So anytime I'm wholesaling property, I'm fine closing with it if I have to. I prefer wholesaling. The basic reasons why I prefer wholesaling are that I take no risk. I get paid much more quickly than if I close on the property and then sell it eventually. What was a good example? I had an example recently where I could have made not a lot of money wholesaling, like 20 grand wholesaling it, but I only could have made like 40 grand fixing and flipping it. So it seems like, wow, it's a 2-to-1 return. You should do it. But I would have had to wait at least 9 months, maybe 12 months to get that money. And you're making a lot of assumptions every time you fix and flip, right? You assume what the repair costs are going to be, and very often you're wrong. And you assume what the market's going to be like. But the truth is I don't know what the market's going to be like in 9 to 12 months from now. I don't. It could be better. It could be worse. It's been going up pretty steadily since 2008. And we're in 2021, 2009. So we're due for a turn. I don't know if it's going to happen in 5 weeks or in 5 years. I don't know, but it's hard when you're doing on a long-term plan to figure out what it is. So if you're trying to find property wholesalers, I would say that is the best way. Just Google Sell My House Fast in whatever city you're in, and you'll get a bunch of people. Assuming you're in the New York area, you're going to get a lot of people. Hard to tell which ones are real and which ones are not. I would straight up say, do you wholesale any of your properties, or do you close on everything? Some guys will tell you to close everything and they're telling the truth. I know guys that close on everything, that fix and flip everything, but I don't. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have a problem with that if you're asking me about it. So those are the basics of how to find a wholesaler. There are other ways to find a wholesaler. If you want to, first of all, these bandit signs are everywhere. Most of those people are wholesalers. So I would call them. The problem I find when I call them, because I was trying to build my buyers list a bunch of years ago, so I was calling bandit signs to try and partner up with people. I would say 3 out of 4 of the guys you call don't even call you back, and the 1/4 that do don't know what the hell they're doing. Right? Bandit signs to me are a, I know they work in certain areas, but I would say for the last 5 years they're difficult to work in major urban areas, right? First of all, people are, when they stop somewhere at a stop sign or a light, they're on their phone. They're not even looking at the sign. And second of all, there's the areas where they put them are inundated with them. So there's a million of them, and you don't even know. It's like noise, right? So I tried them a couple of times. I got a couple of leads, but it really was not good. And you always have to worry about the municipalities. Like when someone calls you, you don't know if it's some inspector who's just trying to hit you with a fine. But it works in other areas. I know that. I know it does. I know people who use it as a primary lead source. So you can call bandit signs. That's one way to do it, right? And I would be 100% honest. I say again, this is a weird topic, right? And it was a weird comment because it's how to find property wholesalers. But the truth is, I don't know what you want. If you want to work for somebody, then you call them and tell them you want to work for them. If you want to sell something to them, call them. I guarantee you they'll call you back if you tell them you want to sell a property. But you may want to buy, whatever it is. It really depends on what you're looking for. But I'd call every number. If you're looking to find property wholesalers, I'd call every single number on the bandit signs. But the Google search, I think, will give you the best shot at getting people who know what they're doing. Especially the people that show up early because they've probably spent money on SEO, search engine optimization, or on the top of the Google page is paid advertising. That's someone who's spending money for pay-per-click. What you have to be careful of is that sometimes there's companies that do a lot of this, and they're in Washington, D.C., and they just pay for pay-per-click and for a million cities. And in that case, you need to be concerned that this is not really somebody who knows your area at all. So you want to try and find somebody local. So again, I would put into Google, sell my house fast in whatever city you're in. I'd see who shows up, see the people that are paying for paid advertising, on top. I'd call them and see the people that are getting top of the page for organic advertising below the paid ads. I think it's the top 3 on first Google page. Bottom 3 also says paid advertising. But anybody that shows up on the top right below paid advertising is probably paying for a search engine optimization. If you're paying for search engine optimization, it's not cheap. And I would say that pretty much indicates you're a company that can afford to at least to know what they're doing. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in finding out other ways that I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in my course that teaches how to do this, go to howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com. If you're interested in coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. And if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any channel, please click like, thumbs up, really help my search engine optimization, which helps me allow more people to see my videos, and that's helped me out. And keep the comments coming. This came from a comment, and I try to answer every single comment. So if it's a simple question, I'll just respond with an answer. If it's a topic that I've covered in depth on multiple videos, I'll send you links to the videos. And I've done that many times. I just did yesterday where a guy dealt with a topic, I forgot what it was, but I sent him 3 links to videos. And if it's something I haven't dealt with, or something I haven't dealt with in a while, I'll do a video on it and explain in depth and try to answer whatever question you have. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you very, very much for watching.